Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're talking about the new leasing program for the Tesla Cybertruck. So as of yesterday, November 8th, 2024, Tesla announced a leasing program for the Cybertruck, which is new. The Cybertruck, previously you could only purchase outright or finance, so now there's a leasing option for that truck. Now they give you kind of an attractive lease payment of $999 for the all-wheel drive, kind of the base version of the Cybertruck. What's interesting though, as we get into it and we look at the details of it, it turns out to be a lot more. So let's look at the numbers and see if it makes sense to lease this truck versus purchasing it or outright or financing it. All right, when you go to Tesla.com, you go to the website, you go to Cybertruck, and you go to order, you get the kind of calculator. Now it defaults to the lease option. One thing that's been interesting with the lease options, this has been for like electric vehicles, is generally the lease options have been qualifying for the federal tax credit of $7,500, and that $7,500 has been spread out over the lease term and the payments, and it helps reduce the payments. That's been good for vehicles that don't qualify for the tax credit, that maybe are too expensive or they don't qualify. The lease option is giving you a lower price than if, for example, if you were to finance it. Now, Tesla on their website, they always do this thing where they try to hide the gas savings into the price or the savings. So you have to unclick a box. So if you unclick the gas savings box, because really, you know you're buying an electric vehicle, you're going to save on gas. That's a given. I don't like that they calculate it into the cost of the payment. So all-wheel drive, $999 a month. The Cyber Beast, which is the faster, quicker accelerating version, $1,148 a month on the lease. Now, okay, that might sound attractive, especially, here's a few attractive parts of a lease, guys. Those of you that maybe have more experience with this, feel free to leave in the comments down below, maybe if there's other advantages. But where I can see an advantage is, one is it helps you not worry about the depreciation of the vehicle. So these leases are all around 36 months. You can adjust the term, the miles, it does adjust the monthly payment. But if you normally keep your car, your vehicle 2 to 3 years, a lease could be a good deal because you don't have to worry about the depreciation, especially as we look at, like, I did a video last month about the Model S Plaid, 2021 Model S Plaid, a 3-year-old car with 50,000 miles on it, is now worth 45 grand, right? $45,000 to $50,000, whereas when it was new, it was $120,000 to $140,000. So it's lost 60% of its value in just 3 years. Cybertruck could go that way, could have a big depreciation curve, especially if they start coming out with cheaper versions. So Tesla kind of hurts themselves, because when they launch these newer vehicles, they just keep it at, they have like, a higher price, and then as interest starts to wane and they have inventory build up and they want to sell it, they'll start lowering the price. And that's what happened with the Plaid. The Plaid is now, $40,000 to $50,000 less than it was 3 years ago. But used ones that are 3 years old are worth half of what a new one is right now. So if you're thinking in 3 years, 50% depreciation, that's a huge expense to buying a vehicle, is the depreciation. So a lease really kind of eliminates the depreciation, because in 3 years, you just hand the vehicle back and you don't have to worry about depreciation. You don't have to pay off the difference. If it's gone down and more in value than they expected, that's kind of the risk that the company's taking by leasing the vehicle. If you keep your vehicles a long time, 5, 7, 8, 10 years or something, then definitely you'd want to look at like purchasing it outright or financing it, because the term of 3 years of lease is really not going to help you. And at the end of the lease, you don't really own the vehicle. You turn it back in to Tesla. Let's look at the terms of the lease here. So to get the $999 per month lease payment, now it's kind of deceptive because that doesn't include taxes. You can change the lease term from 24 months. You can decrease it to 24 months. Just doing that increases the payment $200 a month. But they also calculate a $7,500 down payment. So that's you coming out of cash, out of pocket. That's not the tax credit. That's you paying $7,500. And then if you want to do 24 months, it's almost $1,200 a month. The 36 month is $999 a month. But that's only a 10,000 mile estimate. So if you drive your vehicle a lot more than that, that 10,000 miles is not going to cut it. You can increase the mileage in increments from 12 to 15,000 miles as the maximum. As an example, 15,000 miles, 36-month lease, $7,500 down. Increasing the mileage amount actually is not as much as I thought it would be. It raises your payment only $37 a month to increase it from 10,000 to 15,000 miles. That's really not too bad. So if you did 15,000 miles a year, $7,500 down, $1,036. But let's look at the taxes, because it doesn't include like the taxes, registration, other fees. If we include those amounts, $1,125 is the monthly payment. The destination fee, the order fee, the acquisition fee, disposition fee, tire fee, registration amount, uniform fee, upfront tax of, so all of those taxes and fees equal about $49.46. This is in my area. They calculate it based on your zip code, sales tax, and things like that. One thing I want to show you on this screen, at the very bottom, in very tiny print, you can see down here at the bottom, there's over a $10,000 amount due at signing. Now, it was only $7,500 that you're putting down, but all those extra fees, all those fees that we just went through, those are all paid up front when it comes to this lease. So you're coming out of pocket almost $10,000. You've got your first month's payment, you've got the disposition fee, the order fee, all these other fees that we're paying, those are all being added to the down payment. So you're paying over $10,000 on the down payment to have the payment of $1,120 a month. So essentially you're paying a lot of money down to have that kind of payment. So it is kind of deceptive, in that you are paying a lot of money out of pocket to get $1,100 a month payment on this truck. Now, it is kind of interesting to go into this tool and adjust the term. You can adjust the term, you can adjust the down payment, you can adjust the annual mileage. You can kind of adjust this calculator to see what the different rates are, the costs are. The mileage doesn't seem like it's that much more to increase it by from 10,000 to 5,000. So it's interesting to see. I think I was surprised by that number, the $10,800 number due at signing. That's kind of a high amount, and after looking at that, it's got me kind of turned off from looking at the lease, because you're basically coming out with that amount of money to essentially just rent the truck for 3 years, and then you're paying $1,120 a month. One thing also with leases is you're kind of locked into that term, 36 months or 12 months time period. And in my situation, I usually don't like leases, like having to keep a vehicle for a certain amount of time, or locked into that vehicle and locked into it a mileage amount. Because if you go over your mileage amount, it's 25 cents per mile. If you opt for the higher mileage, but then you only do 10,000 miles a year, you basically are paying too much. So you have to know exactly how much you're going to want to drive the vehicle and how long you want to keep it. So leasing kind of locks you as a little more restrictive in that regard. I usually like to have a little more flexibility with my cars. If after a year or two I want to get rid of it, or my situation changes, or I have to driving it more. I've been reading some reports online that said that this lease is coming out because Tesla might be struggling to get this vehicle to qualify for the individual federal tax credit. Now, the reason why this truck is priced, the all-wheel drive version is priced at $79,990, is because that's just under the threshold to get the U.S. federal tax credit for an individual purchasing this. The truck has to be under $80,000, but the truck also has to qualify, and next year, 2025, the restrictions get more and more as time goes on. So next year, the battery composition, the materials used in the manufacturing of the batteries in the truck have to be more, a percentage of it has to be more made in the United States, essentially. So it'll be interesting to see if the U.S. federal tax credit comes to this vehicle. There is a commercial tax credit of $7,500 if you're registering it in a business name, and you'd have to take that tax deduction on your corporate taxes. But the individual tax credit has not come to this vehicle yet, and it'd be interesting to see when or if it comes. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video. Leave your comments down below. Be sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks.